Good afternoon. Welcome back to field number 1 here at the Palmasola Softball Complex in Bradenton, Florida. It is the second semifinal of the playoffs for the FGCL. This features the number 3 seed DeSoto Queens taking on the number 2 seed Anna Maria Aquanauts. I'm Tom Canterbury. Thank you so much for joining us here for our second of 2 semifinals. We just saw an epic come-from-behind victory for the 5 seed Bradenton Slice. They beat the number 1 overall seed Manatee Squeeze 9-6 to advance to that franchise's first ever FGCL championship game, and now a battle of 2 teams looking to do the same between the Queens and the Aquanauts. And here is the starting lineup for the number 3 seeded DeSoto Queens. They are 15-4 on the year after their win yesterday to advance to today's semifinal. That was an 8-6 win over the Rivermocks on a walk-off home run. We've had a couple of those over here on field number 1. Their head coach Presley Pylon. The starting lineup starts with Taya Charlton, the center fielder, leading things off with Sav Lewis, right field. Batting second, Bella Ruggiero, the first baseman, batting third. Here comes the first pitch to Charlton, fouled away for strike 1. Julia Desiderio, the third baseman, will bat fourth. Batting fifth is Sophia Grillo, the catcher. Shemaya Byram, shortstop, batting sixth. Carissa Howell, left field, batting seventh. Ava Blakely, designated player, batting eighth. And Kirsten Amua, the second baseman, batting ninth. They're facing in the circle for the Aquanauts, the right-handed sophomore out of the University of North Florida, Cameron Ponich. Ponich, yesterday, got the win. Pitched 3 innings, did not allow a run. 1 hit, 5 strikeouts, and 2 walks. And the victory over the Rivermocks. Overall, 14 appearances for Ponich on the year. She's pitched 53 in the third innings with an 8-0 record. 24 runs allowed, 23 earned. 3.02 the ERA, and gets the strikeout of Charlton for out number 1. Now we'll bring up Sav Lewis. 47 hits, 61 strikeouts, 18 walks. The whip sitting at 122 for Ponich. As a team, the Aquanauts have allowed 74 runs, 67 earned for a 3.75 ERA. First pitch to Sav Lewis is high for ball 1. Team whip sitting at 155. Sav Lewis 2 for 3 yesterday. Swings and misses there. 1 ball, 1 strike. On the year, Lewis batting .383. She's 18 of 47. 12 runs scored with 7 RBIs, 3 doubles, and a walk. Defensively, for the Aquanauts, Ball in left, McClellan in center, Thomas in right, Young at third, Johnson at short, Flores at second with Schiller at first, Belair behind the plate, and Borison, the DP. Swung on and missed. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 89 degrees at first pitch, sunny skies. The feels like temperature is at 99. Very hot and humid day here in Bradenton, Florida. That one's popped up on the infield, ranging over back behind the second base bag is Flores. She'll make the catch for the second out of the inning. So now 2 out, nobody on for yesterday's hero, Bella Ruggiero. Ruggiero on the year batting .509, 29 of 57 with 19 runs scored, 21 runs driven in, 4 homers, 4 doubles, and 7 walks. .563 the on-base percentage. Had quite the day yesterday. Hit 2 homers, including the walk-off. 3 for 4 day with 3 runs scored, 5 runs driven in. Ground ball to first, collected there, and the underhand throw from Schiller to Flores covering. It's the out to retire the side. So the Queens go down in order in the first. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. We head to the bottom of the first inning. Queens nothing, Knott's coming to bat. This is the FGCL. This is the semifinals. We head to the bottom of the first inning. No score between the Queens and the Aquanauts. Here is the starting lineup for the Anna Maria Aquanauts, the number 2 seed here in the playoffs. 15-4 on the year. They've won 4 in a row, including yesterday's 4-1 win over the Rodeo to advance to today's semifinal. For head coach Bryn Baca, the starting lineup begins with Maddie Johnson, the shortstop, leading things off. Elena Ball, left field, batting second. Cassie McClellan, the center fielder, will bat third. McKenna Belair catching, batting fourth. Emily Borison, designated player, batting fifth. Skylar Young, third base, bats sixth. Sydney Schiller, the first baseman, will bat seventh. Gracie Flores, second base, batting eighth. And Jada Thomas, the right fielder, will bat ninth. Facing in the circle for the Queens, the right-handed junior out of UCF, Caitlin Cochran. Cochran yesterday got the start against the River Mocs, went 3 innings, gave up 6 hits, 6 runs, 5 earned on 5 hits, a strikeout, and 2 walks. A game that the River Mocs jumped out to the 6-0 lead, and the Queens came back, tied things up, and then the 2-run homer by Bella Ruggiero brought them here. Cochran on the year, as now making her 9th appearance in the circle for the Queens. She's pitched 31 innings with a 3-0 record, 12 runs allowed, 11 earned. 2.48 the ERA. 27 hits, 26 strikeouts to 16 walks. That's a 139 whip. As a team, the Queens have allowed 92 runs, 84 earned. Team ERA at 4.72 and team whip at 1.75. Johnson was 0 for 2 yesterday with a walk against the Rodeo. Fouls that one away. On the year, Johnson batting .385, 15 of 39, 7 runs scored, 8 runs driven in, has 4 doubles, 7 walks, a hit by pitch, and a sac fly. Swings and misses at strike 3, and there's one gone here in the bottom of the first inning. That brings up Elena Ball. Defensively for the Queens, Howell in left, Charlton in center, Lewis in right, Desiderio at third, Byram at short, Amua at second, Ruggiero at first, and Grillo behind the plate. Blakely is the DP. First pitch to Ball. Called strike. Ball batting .368, 14 of 38, 8 runs scored, 5 runs driven in, 2 triples, 2 doubles, 13 walks, and a sac fly. yesterday against the Rodeo. Ball was 1 for 1 with a run scored. Single and 2 walks on the day. We just saw, as I mentioned, the slice with the come from behind 9-6 victory over the Squeeze. So the 5-seed slice making the run to their first ever championship game. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The Knots made the championship game last year, but they have never won the FGCL championship. And this is the first year of existence for the DeSoto Queens. That pitch is high and inside. The count's full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Low and away, ball 4. And the walk puts the runner on. First base runner of the game for either team. Now bring up the center fielder, Cassie McClellan. McClellan was 1 for 3 yesterday with a single and a strikeout. First pitch low for ball 1. Overall, McClellan batting .429, 24 of 56, 14 runs scored, 14 driven in with 4 homers, a double, and 10 walks. These two teams met once during the regular season. It was on day 10, June 24th. The Knots beat the Queens 7-5. And that was the game that snapped the 8-game win streak for the Queens to start off league play. And the reason why the Aquanauts were the number 2 seed, so they had the tiebreaker over the Queens. Fouled away. We'll do it again. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got it with the rise. There's 2 gone. So strikeout, walk, strikeout so far for the Knots here in the bottom of the first inning, and that will bring up the catcher, McKenna Belair. Belair overall batting .415, 17 of 41. 10 runs scored, 19 driven in, and that one's lined to left. That's down. So Belair with the first base hit of the day. Now runners on first and second with 2 outs. For Emily Borison. Borison batting .212, 7 of 33. 9 runs driven in, 5 runs scored. A homer, 3 doubles, and 4 walks, along with a hit by pitch on the season. First pitch is high for ball 1. Morrison did not play against the Rodeo yesterday, or did not have an at-bat. Ground ball to short. The throw is off the mark, and coming in to score on the errant throw from Byram is Elena Ball. And the Aquanauts take the 1-0 lead. It was a great play by Byram to snag that ball, but then her throw spiked on Desiderio. So Borison on the fielder's choice reaches. Ball scores on the E6. So runners now on second and third. As Presley Pylon will go out and have a word with her pitcher and her battery. So that will bring up Skylar Young, runner on second and third with 2 outs. 1-0 Aquanauts. Young yesterday was 1 for 2 with 2 runs scored. Had a solo homer and a walk. First pitch to her. That one's lined to center, and that's down for a base hit. 1 will score. Here comes Borison. That throw is in time to get the out. And the challenge is going to be made. So hold on 1 minute. Hold on. Well, after further review, the call is upheld at home for the out. So that'll be an RBI single for Skylar Young. And the inning, it comes to a close. The Aquanauts get 2 runs on 2 hits. There were no errors and there was 1 error and 1 left. 2-0 Aquanauts. This is the FGCL. Julia Desiderio will lead things off for the Queens instead of try to answer back. It's 2-0 Aquanauts. Fly ball to left on the run and unable to make the diving catch. His ball in left field. So leadoff single for Julia Desiderio. Starts things off for the Queens. Sophia Grillo at the plate with 1 out. Grillo hit a 3-run homer yesterday. An absolutely missile out of here. Swings and misses there. 1 for 1 with the run scored. 3 RBIs with that home run and 2 walks in the come from behind win over the River Mocs. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Nobody on here in the top of the second. Cameron Ponich back out now for her second inning of work for the Knots. Overall, on the year, Grillo batting .410, 16 of 39, 4 runs scored, 14 runs scored, 13 driven in with 3 homers, 4 doubles, 10 walks, and a hit by pitch. Ground ball to third. They'll throw to second for 1. Won't be able to turn the double play, but the throw goes into the dugout from Flores. So the fielder's choice for Grillo, and she moves to second on the E4. So 1 out now, runner on second for Jamira Byram. First pitch to Byram is popped up in foul ground. It'll get out of play. Byram batting .379. She's 22 of 58. 16 runs scored with 21 RBIs, 4 homers, 7 doubles, and 3 walks with 2 sacrifice flies. Yesterday was 0 for 3. That's fouled. Bonich, a sophomore at North Florida this past year from Parker, Colorado. For the Ospreys, had a .380 ERA and a 4-3 record. 35 innings pitched, 51 hits, 24 runs, 19 earned, 22 walks, and 14 strikeouts. Fouled that one off on a check swing. Fouled away, 2-2. Championship game coming up tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Right here on field number 1. The Bradenton Slice will look for their first ever championship against either the Aquanauts or the Queens. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Byram. Victimized by the changeup, and there's 2 away. Carissa Howell now steps in. First pitch, fouled off in glove for strike 1. On the year, Howell batting .267, 12 of 45, 11 runs scored, 12 runs driven in with a homer and 5 doubles, 9 walks, 4 hit by pitches, and a sac fly. 1 ball, 1 strike. Howell did not have an at-bat yesterday. Takes that on the inside corner for a called strike, 1-2. Foul that one off, stays alive. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And it goes to the backstop. Moving Grillo to third. Payoff, swung on and missed for strike 3. And that will do it for the Queens here in the third. They get a runner to third, but can't get her in. And the Knots hold on to the lead. No runs on a hit. There was 1 error and 1 left. We move to the bottom of the second inning. 2-0 Aquanauts on top. This is the FGCL. This is the semifinals. 2-0 Aquanauts as we head to the bottom of the second inning. Sydney Schiller leading things off for the Knots here in the second. Bottom of the order, 7-8-9. Caitlin Cochran back out now for her second inning of work in the circle for the Queens. Schiller with a .316 average, 12 of 38, with 8 runs scored, 6 runs driven in, 7 walks, and a sac fly overall. Yesterday, Schiller was 2 for 2 with a couple of singles and a walk. Cochran, a junior at UCF. For UCF this past year, had a 6.87 ERA. A 1-2 record, 18 and 30 innings pitched, 28 hits, 21 runs, 18 earned, 17 walks, and 5 strikeouts. Counts now full, 3 balls and 2 strikes on Schiller. Payoff is grounded through. Base hit into left field for Sydney Schiller, who's now 3 for 3 in the postseason. And the leadoff man's on for the Knots. And that will bring up the second baseman, Gracie Flores. Flores was 0 for 3 yesterday with a strikeout. Takes the strike. Overall, she's batting .261, 12 of 46, 11 runs scored, 5 driven in with 2 doubles, 5 walks, and 3 hit by pitches. That's to left, and that is a fair ball down the left field line. Schiller to second, and back-to-back singles for the Aquanauts. We'll bring up Jada Thomas. Right there is the head coach of the Knots in her second season here in the FGCL, Bryn Baca, head coach at Tallahassee State College, 2-time All-Southland player at Lamar. She walked out of frame, but I promise she's there. Took the Knots to the championship game last year and trying to bring them there again and try to finish the job here this year. Jada Thomas will step in. Runners on first and second, nobody out. First pitch. Called strike. Thomas batting .318. She's 14 of 44, 13 runs scored with 9 RBIs, 3 homers, 2 doubles, 7 walks, and 4 hit by pitches on the season. Yesterday, Thomas went 1 for 4 with a solo homer. outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Popped up. Out of play. Back behind us here in the press box. Count remains 2-2. Queens, no strangers to comebacks here in the postseason. And yesterday, down 6-0, came back to beat the River Mocs 8-6 to advance to today's semifinals. May need to do the same thing today because that one's deep and gone. Jada Thomas with her second homer of the postseason. A 3-run blast, and it's now 5-0 Aquanauts. So Jada Thomas now 4 homers on the year, 2 in the last 2 days in the postseason, and 12 RBIs. 5-0 Aquanauts. And that brings back up Maddie Johnson. She struck out her first time. Johnson, a freshman at George Mason, entered the transfer portal and has recently announced that she's on her way to Hattiesburg to Southern Miss. For George Mason this past year, she batted .344 with 7 RBIs, 2 homers, a triple, 3 doubles, and 16 runs scored. That one's fouled away. No balls and 2 strikes. So the Queens now very much in the same position they were in yesterday. Down big early. Will they be able to put something together offensively against a pitching staff like the Aquanauts have to get back into this one? Two balls, 2 strikes. And that's going to fall foul. Fly ball right field. Lewis is there. She'll make the grab for out number 1. Lena Ball now the batter. She walked and scored her first time. Junior from Pittsburgh. She transferred to Pitt from George Mason. She didn't go on the check swing. Originally from Atlanta, Georgia. Was 2 of 30 for the Panthers this past year with an RBI, a double, and 8 runs scored. Fouled away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Payoff pitch. Ball takes it low and away for ball 4, and that's the second walk of the day for Ball. So now runner on first, 1 away for Cassie McClellan. She struck out her first time. McClellan, a sophomore at Florida from Lakewood Ranch, just down the road. Former state player of the year in high school. Drills this one to deep right field. That one's back and off the wall. Ball will dig for third. She'll stay there, and that's a double for Cassie McClellan. Runners now on second and third with 1 out, and the Aquanauts are threatening to truly run away with this one. And that brings up McKenna Belair. She singled and scored her first time. Belair also a Gator last year, but she entered the transfer portal and is staying in the conference, heading to Ole Miss. First pitch outside for ball 1. So from one College World Series WCWS participant to another. And that's well hit to deep center field. That one is back and gone. Three-run homer for McKenna Belair. And the Aquanauts are up 8-0 here in the second inning. And that is going to result in a pitching change for Presley Pylon and the Queens, who have just been blitzed by the Aquanauts here through the first 1+ innings. For Caitlin Cochran, she went an inning and a third, gave up 7 hits and 8 runs, 7 earned. Two walks and a strikeout. And that is going to bring in now Maddie Furness. Furness yesterday for the Queens came in, got the victory in 4 innings pitched, did not give up a run, 3 hits, 2 strikeouts, and a walk. On the season, Furness, through 15 appearances, has gone 50 2/3 with a 6-2 record, 32 runs allowed, 29 have been earned. That's a 4.01 ERA, 47 hits, 45 strikeouts, and 33 walks. The whip sits at 158 for Furness, and she comes in now trying to stop the barrage of runs for the Aquanauts. They've scored 6 in the inning off 2 3-run homers. First by Jada Thomas, the second from McKenna Belair. Emily Borison will be the batter. She reached on the fielder's choice her first time. First pitch. Ball 1. Borison takes this to right, and that's going to fall for a base hit. Lewis considered it, but then decided to let that one bounce. So the single for Borison will now bring up the 9th batter of the inning, still with just 1 out. Skylar Young is the batter. She had an RBI single her first time. Ground ball to second. Amua has it. Will throw to second for 1. So Young beats out the possible double play turn. So now 2 outs for Sydney Schiller, who started off this inning with a single. She came around to score on the first 3-run homer of the inning. Schiller to be a college teammate of her Aquanaut teammate McKenna Belair at Ole Miss. She's transferring to the Rebels from Texas Tech, where she was a freshman this past year. Scored 8 runs for the national runner-up. Three and one the count now. Called strike. Count now full, 3 and 2. Sailor thought she had drawn the walk there, but got the call at the upper part of the zone. And that one is a ball. And runners now on first and second with 2 away. Gracie Flores is the batter. She singled and scored earlier in the inning. First pitch fouled off, strike 1. Flores, a redshirt freshman at Louisiana Tech this past season for the Bulldogs. Scored 9 runs. And has maybe my favorite fun fact of any player here in the league. Flores' stepfather is a micro wrestler. He is Little Show, the Redneck Brawler. Coming to a town near you. High chopper up the middle. That's collected. The throw is not in time. And scoring is going to be Young. So Flores beats out the infield single. Young never stopped running. And it's now 9-0. That bounding ball got so much air, it took forever for Byron to be able to get there. And Flores beat it out. That brings up Jada Thomas. First pitch is a strike. Thomas hit a 3-run homer earlier in the inning and has a chance to do it again right here. That one's going to slice foul down the right field line. Called strike 3 on the inside corner, and that'll do it for the Aquanauts here in the second inning. But it was a huge second as they scored the touchdown and kicked the extra point. 7 runs on 7 hits. There were no errors and 2 runners left. We head To the third, it's 9-0. Aquanauts with the lead. This is the FGCL. This is semifinals. We head to the third inning. 9-0. Aquanauts with the lead. Queens is trying to get something going here in the third, starting off with Ava Blakely. First pitch is a called strike. Blakely yesterday was 0 for 3. Scored a run on a walk and 3 strikeouts. On the year, she's batting .333, 15 of 45, 11 runs scored, 10 runs driven in with 2 doubles and 5 walks, a 400 OBP. First order of business for the Queens is get the game out of run rule territory. Ground ball, one hopper to third. Young has it, makes the throw. It's in time for out number 1. Nice play by Young at third, making the stop and the throw from her knees. Kirsten Amua now the batter. First pitch to her is right in there for a called strike. Amua 8 of 31 on the year. 258 the average with 5 runs scored, 6 runs driven in, has a double, 5 walks. Fouls that one back, no balls and 2 strikes. Louis yesterday was 0 for 3 with a run scored with a strikeout. Went too far around on the check swing, and there's 2 gone. Back to the top of the order, Taya Charlton. Charlton struck out her first time. Charlton, a freshman at Georgia. In 2025, went 5 of 25 with 2 RBIs, a homer, and 5 runs scored. Ava Blakely for the Queens has just been ejected. So Blakely arguing balls and strikes. Has been tossed. She is the designated player, so no immediate replacement is necessary, but we'll see who bats for Blakely in her spot in the eighth, or in the eighth spot, I should say. 1 ball, 1 strike on her. On Taya Charlton now. That one is going to fall as Flores was unable to make the over-the-shoulder catch. Popped out of her glove, and that will be a bloop single for Taya Charlton. That brings up Sav Lewis. She popped out her first time. First pitch, fouled away. Lewis, sophomore at Salt Lake Community College, is looking for a 4-year home. Batted .362 for Salt Lake with 29 RBIs, had 5 triples, 2 doubles, and scored 51 runs. 404 on base percentage for Lewis. Takes this one to left, but ball is there. She'll make the catch for out number 3 to retire the side. For the Queens here in the third, no runs on a hit, no errors, and 1 left. We move to the bottom of the third, still 9-0. Knots with the lead. This is the FGCL. This is the playoffs. We move to the bottom of the third, 9-0 Aquanauts. First pitch to Maddie Johnson, misses for ball one. The Aquanauts sent 12 batters to the plate in the second, scoring 7 runs. And Johnson's spot in the lineup is the only one that has not reached base for the Aquanauts here today. She's 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a flyout. Ground ball to second, and Amua not able to make the play. And Maddie Johnson will reach on the error. Second error of the day by the Queens. And Maddie Johnson is out, trying to take second on the stolen base. Called strike. 3 balls and a strike now on Lena Ball. There's one out. Ball walked for the 3rd time today. She scored the first 2 times she's drawn the free pass. Cassie McClellan, the batter. 1 for 2 on the day with a double and a run scored back in the 7-run second inning. Maddie Furness having trouble finding the strike zone here in the third. Johnson reached on an error to start off the inning, but then was thrown out, stealing second. back-to-back walks. Put runners on first and second with one out here in the third. And that will bring up McKenna Belair. Belair 2 for 2 on the day. Single and scored in the first, a 3-run homer in the second. That was the second 3-run homer of the second inning. And put this game into the run rule territory. That's a chopper, and that's going to get through for a base hit into left. Rounding third is Ball. The throw is in time. The tag applied on the swipe tag. And there's 2 away. So McKenna now 3 for 3. Runners are on first and second. And that's the second runner today that's been cut down at home for the Aquanauts. So the lead could be even more. Not for a couple of close plays at the plate. Borson 1 for 2 with a single. That one's fouled away. Popped up on the infield. Amua is there. She'll make the catch for out number 3 to retire the side. So the Knots can't add to their lead here in the third. No runs on 1 hit. There was 1 error and 2 left. We move to the 4th inning. Still 9-0 Knots. This is the FGCL. We move to the top of the 4th inning. Aquanauts with the 9-0 lead over the Queens. Bella Ruggiero will lead things off. 0 for 1 with a ground out. First pitch is high for ball 1. Ruggiero, redshirted her freshman year this past year at Florida State. from West Palm Beach, Florida. Fouls that one off as that ball found the bat for a foul ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Cameron Pinich back out for her 4th inning of work. No runs allowed through 3. 2 hits. 4 strikeouts, no walks. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Back-to-back rise balls, gets the strikeout, and there's 1 gone. Julie Desiderio now the batter. First pitch to her is a fly ball to left. Ball ranging to her left. Will track it down to make the play. There's 2 away. Now we'll bring up the catcher, Sophia Grillo. Reached on the fielder's choice her first time. Grillo, a sophomore at South Carolina this past year, has entered the transfer portal. After redshirting, should have 3 years of eligibility remaining. At her next stop. First pitch of ball. Swung on and missed. 1-1. One, 2 is lined to left. That's going to fall for a base hit. Grillo reaches to keep the 4th inning alive for the Queens. 3rd hit of the day for DeSoto, and they have a runner now on first with 2 out. For Jemiah Byram. Byram 0 for 1 with a strikeout, and Desiderio is going to come and run for Grillo. Byram fouls that one off. Byram, a sophomore at Liberty from Henderson, Kentucky. Batted .194 for the Flames with 5 RBIs, a homer, a triple, and 2 doubles. And that's taken to right center field into the gap, and that's going to get all the way to the wall. Desiderio around third. Here comes the throw. It's not going to be in time. And that's an RBI double for Jemiah Byram here with 2 outs. And it's now 9-1. Aquanauts with the lead. and Baca coming out to talk things over with the entire Aquanaut infield here. Got 2 quick outs here in the 4th, but a single and a double have ended the shutout bid for Punich, and now the Queen's going to try to put something together to not only pull this one out of run rule territory, but to get within shouting distance of making this a game. We have seen big innings out of the Queens all year, so that offense is capable of doing it. First pitch comes in high for ball 1. Howell's 0 for 1. She struck out her first time. Also a Liberty Flame from Lakeland, Florida, a sophomore. That one's well hit to deep right field, but ranging back, unable to make the catch up against the fence is Thomas. And that's back-to-back RBI doubles. Jamira Byram and Carissa Howell makes it 9-2. So runner now on second once again with 2 outs, a 7-run lead. And it's going to be Anna Land batting in Ava Blakely's spot. First pitch misses for ball 1. Land getting her first postseason at bat here. In the regular season, she was 6 of 32. 188 the average, with 6 runs scored, 4 runs driven in, 6 walks and a sac fly. Three balls, no strikes on her. And that's a 4-pitch walk for Anna Land. Runners on first and second, 2 outs. It's a 7-run game, but Kirsten Amua steps in with an opportunity with 2 outs to pull the Queens closer. Fouled that one away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. check swing. Mua down on strikes, and that'll do it for the Queens here in the fourth. But the Queens get on the board. They get 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and 2 left. We move to the home half of the fourth, 9-2. Queens with the lead. This is the FGCL. This is the playoffs. One pitch, one out here in the fourth as Skylar Young lines out on the first pitch, thrown by Matty Furness. Here in the fourth inning, that brings up Sydney Schiller. Schiller single and scored in the second, and also walked, also in the second. And misses inside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Called strike 3. That one backdoored in for the called strike. And there's 2 outs. High chopper over the third baseman down the left field line. And that's now a 3-for-3 day for Gracie Flores. And that will bring up Jada Thomas. A 3-run homer in the second inning. Also struck out to end that second inning. First pitch. One and one now. Here comes a 2-2. That one's drilled to center field. That one's back off the very top of the wall. Flores will round third. Here comes the throw. It's going to be cut off. And Jada Thomas with the RBI double gets one of the runs back. It's now 10-2. Aquanauts with the lead. Just missed her second homer of the game. That hit the very top of the fence and straightaway center field. So the 2-out production from the Aquanauts puts the game back into run rule territory. Maddie Johnson now the batter. 0 for 3, reached on error her last time up. The first pitch is swung on and missed for strike one. So the Queens will have to score in the fifth to keep the game going, and the question just is, how many will they need to plate? It's a fly ball to center. That one's back and gone. That just kept carrying and kept carrying. 2-run shot for Maddie Johnson. And it's now 12-2 Aquanauts. So I'm sure you could tell from the call off the bat, I did not think that one had enough. I thought Thomas's ball was hit harder, but Johnson's ball just kept carrying. And the Knots have not just got back the 2 runs, they've added a run. They lead it by 10, now with 2 away in the fourth. Now, Alina Ball will be the batter. In 3 plate appearances today, she's walked 3 times and she's scored twice. Three balls, no strikes. That one hits the outside corner. 3 balls, 2 strikes now on Ball. Fouls that one away, scattering the Knots. Went too far around on the check swing for strike 3, and that'll do it for the Aquanauts here in the fourth. But the Aquanauts score 3 runs on 3 hits. There were no errors and nobody left. We head to the 5th inning. Last chance for the Queens. They have to score 3 to keep the game going. It's 12-2. This is the FGCL. This is semifinals. We head to the top of the 5th inning. Last chance for the Queens. Top of the order, starting things off with Ty Charlton. 1 for 2 with a single. First pitch. Fly ball to right, well hit on the run, and making the catch, crashing into the fence, is Thomas for out number 1. It's been one of those days for the Queens and one of those days for Thomas. One out now for Sav Lewis. 0 for 2 with a pop out and a fly out. Popped up. That is a fair ball. A diving attempt by Johnson. Wasn't able to come up with it, and Lewis will stand on second base on the bloop double. What a tremendous effort from Johnson. Just came up short, and the ball bounced in fair ground on the very end of the dirt. So the double for Lewis. Puts a runner on second and 1 out. First pitch to Bella Ruggiero. Misses for ball 1. And this is a Queens team that came back from a 6-run deficit against River Mocs in their first game of the playoffs. So if given the opportunity, like the Aquanauts are right here, to end this game early and eliminate the opportunity for the Queens to put something together, it would certainly make life a whole lot easier for Bryn Baca's squad to finish it off right here. But they're facing the middle and heart of this Queens order, trying to find 2 more outs. Got that one over for the strike, 3-1. Myers hooks in. And here comes the payoff pitch. Little bit outside for ball 4. So you got the double and the walk, putting runners on first and second with 1 out for Julia Desiderio. 1 for 2 with a single. First pitch is inside, ball 1. That's back up the middle. That's going to get through into center field. Coming in to score is Lewis, and that's an RBI single off the bat of Julia Desiderio. Runners now on first and second with 1 out, and it's now 12-3. And they're going to check to make sure that Ponich is all right, and actually they are going to make a change in the circle. Will the Aquanauts? So Cameron Ponich went 4 1/3. Gave up 7 hits and 3 runs that are all earned. She is responsible for the 2 runners on base. Six Ks and 1 walk. And now stepping into the circle for the Aquanauts is going to be Aiko Conaway. Right-handed freshman. Marshall last year entered the portal and is headed to Howard. She pitched 4 innings yesterday in the win over the Rodeo. Did not have a decision. Gave up 1 unearned run. 3 hits, 3 Ks, and 2 walks against Lakewood Ranch. On the year, in 12 appearances, she's pitched 38 innings with a 6-1 record. 14 runs, 12 have been earned. A 2.21 ERA, 37 hits, 34 Ks to 5 walks. A 111 whip on the season for Conaway. She'll step in here trying to keep the Queens from extending this game. Sophia Grillo is the batter. First pitch is high. They throw back behind the runner at first, but she's back. Grillo 1 for 2 on the day. Reached on a fielder's choice in the second and singled and scored in the fourth. Swung on a miss. 1-1. Fly ball, shallow right field. Thomas will charge in to make the catch. And there's 2 away. So the last chance now with runners on first and second. Last chance for the Queens is Shamir Byram. Byram 1 for 2. An RBI double and a run scored back in the 4th inning. First pitch. high for ball one. Once again, Desiderio back at first on the throwdown. Called strike, 1 ball, 1 strike. Fouled that one off. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and the Queens are down to their final strike. Outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Conaway looks in. The 2-2 is high, and the count's full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Runners will get the head start here with 2 outs. Payoff pitch. Fly ball to center. McCullen is there. She'll make the catch for out number 3 to retire the side and end the ball game. Your final score, Aquanauts 12, Queens 3. For the Queens here in the 5th, they get 1 run on 2 hits. There were no errors and 2 runners left on base. The Queens advance, or excuse me, the Aquanauts, the Aquanauts advance to their 2nd consecutive FGCL championship game. They'll take on the Slice tomorrow at 11 o'clock here on field number 1 for that championship. As their record improves to 16-4, the Queens' maiden voyage here in FGCL play ends at 15-5 with a loss here in the semifinals. For the Aquanauts, they got 12 runs on 13 hits. They committed 1 error, and they left 5 on. For the Queens, 3 runs on 7 hits. They committed 2 errors and left 6 runners on base. Aquanauts advance. They get the win in 5 innings via the run rule, 12-3 over the Queens. So that's going to do it for semifinal Friday here at the FGCL. Again, coming up tomorrow at 11 o'clock is going to be the championship game of the league, as we'll have the 2 seed Anna Maria Aquanauts taking on the 5 seed Bradenton Slice. Till then, for everyone here at the FGCL, I'm Tom Canterbury. Good evening from Bradenton.